and today I'm going to be sharing my scoliosis journey with you. I have a speech that I had written for a spine class that I had spoke at, and I'm just going to be reading it. Hi, my name is Danielle. Today I'm going to share my scoliosis journey with all of you. I had spine surgery July 1st of 2015. I went in for a physical for volleyball. The doctor at the clinic said that there's something up with my spine and I needed to go see a spine doctor as soon as possible. A few days later, we went to the Children's Hospital and met with the spine doctors. No sugarcoating at all. They told me I had scoliosis. I got an x-ray of my spine and it was curved like an S shape. They told me that I needed surgery. One of my options was to wear a brace. That might slow the progression down, but I needed to do this much earlier for the brace to help me. My best option to fix my spine was surgery. One side of my spine was at a 54-degree angle and the other one was at a 45-degree angle. This first picture was the very first x-ray that I had ever got of my spine. This right here is where the main curve was. My surgery was originally scheduled June of 2015, but I had an endoscopy, so we had it moved out to July 1st of 2015. And by the time that we met with the spine doctor in January, and that was my curve. And by the time that I had surgery in July of 2015, this side had gone out to a 54-degree angle, and this side of my spine had created its own 45-degree angle. My spine progressed very quickly. And if I didn't have the surgery, it would have progressed even more. I remember sitting in the room, meeting with Dr. Erickson, my spine surgeon, and I was just thinking how I never thought I would have to have surgery. My mind was like blown. I needed a minute because I was in shock, so I went to the bathroom and I cried for a little bit. And then I pulled myself together and I came back out. Me and my mom continued talking with my surgeon and the other nurses about what would happen in the surgery. I was only 13 years old, so I was super scared because I had no idea how I was going to handle the surgery and what the outcome of the surgery would be. My mom was really scared and worried as well, and I knew that this was something very different and something that I had to battle head on. The day before my surgery, we met with my anesthesiologist, my surgeon, Dr. Erickson, and his assistant, Ryan. We went over everything that was going to happen the next day. They were helping me and my mom feel more comfortable and sure about the process, and they assured both of us that everything was going to be just fine. I was still really unsure and scared because I was just a little kid. That day, one of the coolest things in my entire life happened. I got to meet Ed Sheeran. This is the picture, and it was super cool. I just gave him a hug, and I was like, thank you so much. It was like a dream come true. I remember I was walking away, and because we were walking around the hospital going from room to room, trying to get to each one of our appointments that we needed to do, meet with everybody. They had this thing called the Ryan Seacrest Studios, and my mom was like, Danielle, that's Ed Sheeran. And I was like, no, it's not. And I just kept walking, and she's like, Danielle, it's Ed Sheeran, come here. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I just started bawling. And then this lady, we had met with her before. I think that she was one of the nurses that was gonna be working with me. She had grabbed my arm and she just pulled me to the front of the line, and I just started bawling even harder. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. I was like, thank you so much. Just editing this, and you can see where my earring just like casually falls off. Sorry about the distraction. This is so awesome. That was really cool. So that night, he had a concert at Red Rocks, and he was giving a free meet and greet to all the patients that were there that day. And I was crying especially hard because I had surgery the next morning at 5 a.m. and I was getting to meet one of the coolest singers out there. So much was happening at once. I was just like really overwhelmed, but I was also really excited and really scared. And I still am friends with one of the girls today that was in line with me, and we got to meet him together, and we both have pictures together, which was really, really cool. I just hugged him, and I just told him, I was like, thank you so much. He was giving some kids tickets and that kind of stuff, and we didn't end up going to his concert because I had surgery 5 a.m. the next morning, and also his concert was sold out. I even like cried on his shirt and like left a little tear stain. It was really awesome to meet him, and a lot of famous people give back to the community by visiting the children's hospital around the country. So if you're at the children's hospital, you might get to meet some pretty cool people. That's a really cool thing that a lot of famous people do. The morning of July 1st, 2015, me and my mom had to check into the hospital at 5 o'clock in the morning. I got ready for surgery and I met with my anesthesiologist, my nurses one last time, and my parents were there to support me. Before the surgery, I was really anxious and scared, and I was crying a lot. I was really upset. The nurses gave me some Benadryl to help calm me down. All the nurses made me feel so comfortable and so at home. The doctors were really cool and helped calm me down too. They played Justin Bieber's music, who is my favorite artist. They played him as I was falling asleep for surgery. Boyfriend by Justin Bieber was playing as I fell asleep to Dr. Erickson, my spine surgeon, dancing to his music. 6.5 hours later, I woke up in my hospital bed. I remember it was super hard for me to like open my eyes. I just felt so heavy and just so tired. Like I couldn't even like begin to move. 22 screws and 2 rods were put into my back. My entire spine was fused. My family was surrounding my hospital bed. My whole face was just puffy and swollen because it was a 6.5 hour long surgery. I was down on my face. My first day, the nurses got me up and I sat up for the first time and I immediately threw up. I tried to stand up and I got really lightheaded and I actually ended up passing out in my dad's arms. The next day, the nurses got me up again and I walked for the first time, just a couple steps, but it was a really big deal for me because it was really hard and really scary. You basically have to relearn how to walk and do everything. Every day after that, I had to work on my recovery. I had to feel good enough to eat, learn how to sit up and roll out of bed, walk on my own, shower, go to the bathroom, and walk up and down the stairs without hurting my back. Like I said, it was literally like you had to relearn everything. Your spine is in a completely different position than it was before, so it messes up with everything. I'm going to be honest, this surgery was the hardest thing I have ever done. It was long, it was painful, and it was exhausting. I was also really upset because it was the middle of the summer and all my friends were out doing fun stuff and I was basically bedridden. This was the most painful thing that I had ever been through, but luckily I had all the movies, all the TV shows, music, family, and friends, and my dog Sam to help me with this recovery and keep me company. I definitely took this recovery day by day and slowly walked around my neighborhood further and further, and I accomplished a further distance each day, which was really exciting for me because it was so hard. I was so proud of myself. And eventually I slowly cut off my pain medicine and I didn't need them anymore. One of the biggest things I did that summer was at the end of July, I got to go to a concert with my friends. And I was really proud of myself because I stood up the whole concert, even though I was still really sore and in a lot of pain. I did it, and I was so proud of myself. There were a lot of positives to this journey as well. I got a lot of flowers, a lot of gift cards, ice cream, stuffed animals, and I got to meet a cool British singer and give him a hug. It doesn't get better than that. I got to watch fireworks from the hospital on 4th of July with my mom, and that was really special for me because it was my mom's birthday the next day. A lot of friends and family, as I said before, came to visit me in the hospital and gave me a lot of love and gifts, and I definitely did get a lot of attention. My mom was there to help me every step of the way. She helped me get through something I thought I'd never be able to. She's really amazing and I'm super grateful for her. Through this journey, I learned to be thankful for this surgery. I was thankful that I was fortunate enough to have one of the top spine surgeons in the nation work on my spine. I was happy that I had the courage to move forward instead of being angry and feeling sorry for myself that I had to have surgery. I persevered and I did it. I also got taller, which was really cool. My back just felt better as time went on. One of my favorite sayings is, "With pain comes strength." I take this surgery and use it in my daily life. I compare this surgery to minor painful things or other challenges that are tough. I say, hey, if I can get through spine surgery, man, I can get through anything. Even though I do still cry and have my mom hold my hand when I get my flu shot. In all seriousness, I take this experience and I think about how strong it's made me, how brave I was, how I persevered through the hard times. This surgery has changed me in many ways, but it was definitely for the better. Life after surgery was a little different. I'm not able to bend my back at all, but there are no limitations. And I went back to my normal activities and my daily routines soon after my surgery. Here is a thank you letter from the spine class that I spoke at. And it was really cool to speak to someone that was in my position because I was super scared of the surgery, and I got to speak to people who were in the same spot as I was, and look at me, I never thought I'd get over it, but I was up there speaking my things into existence. My very, very wise brother once told me, "You have 2 metal rods in your back that are holding you up, giving you support. Not everyone has that. Use that support to get you through the hard times, and be happy that you're different." I am glad that I had the surgery done. I am happy that my spine is straight. Everywhere I go, I get compliments on my beautiful posture. People ask me how I sit up so straight. I tell them, well, I do have 2 poles in my back. Thankfully, I can't help it. I feel proud to be able to say that. I wouldn't have been able to get to this surgery without the support of my amazing family, friends, and my wonderful team of nurses, surgeons, and doctors. This experience has made me one heck of a strong person. I'm more confident and resilient. Thank you.